Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna try to do this unedited as possible. It's 2 a.m. currently, I'm wearing a hat. You know that can't be fucking good. I usually don't film videos at this time unless it was something that I thought was necessary and really important to talk about. So as some of you may have heard, and if you haven't heard, that's why I'm making this video, the FCC is taking actions to try to get rid of net neutrality. Essentially, net neutrality is open access to the internet for us to go to whatever websites we want, stream whatever we want, play whatever games we want, watch whatever videos we want, go to whatever news stations, etc. that we want, as long as, you know, it's legal, of course. If net neutrality is taken away, that gives these internet service providers the power to make certain websites slower for us, make some of them that they want us to see more easy to access. It also gives them political agendas, and if you don't know what I mean by that is, let's say there's an internet service provider that is a little bit more conservative. They're gonna make it easier for you to access Fox News, versus if you want to access other information or learn a little bit more if you're like more progressive, they might make it harder for you to do that based on the internet service provider. And this is where it becomes an unconstitutional thing, because it basically allows internet service providers and the government to control what we see. Because let's say there are shares involved in this company, right? That's where it's fucked. Because if Republicans invest in stocks, or even if it's not Republicans, Democrats, whatever you want to say, like this doesn't even matter about the political side. It doesn't fucking matter. It's affecting everybody. Republicans and Democrats, let me just point that out. Like, it's affecting everybody. So let's say there's a company and there are shares involved. That's where it starts to become brainwashing, because we're gonna have access to stuff that they want us to see. But stuff that they don't want us to see, they're gonna give us a hard fucking time to see those things. And that's gonna change the internet entirely as we know it. We literally have less than a day before this is gonna happen, and that's fucking insane to think about. Like, I couldn't even imagine using the internet like that. So now let's get into another issue that taking away net neutrality could cause. Let's say Comcast or fucking Verizon or any internet service provider decides to put out their own streaming company, right? Netflix, Hulu, full screen, like whatever you use, like to like stream stuff, to watch shows, whatever, YouTube even, they could make it harder for you to access those sites by making them slower, because they want you to subscribe and pay for their services. So that's why these internet providers love the idea of net neutrality be taken away, because it's gonna allow them to have power and just make more fucking money than they already have. And what's even more fucked up about this is Donald Trump stands behind it, and there's a reason why he stands behind it, I'm fucking sure. And a lot of Republicans stand behind it, I'm sure, for this reason as well. If you're a Republican, by the way, I'm not trying to isolate you from this conversation. This conversation is for everybody, like I said, of both political sides to have, because it affects everyone. A lot of rich, wealthy white men would love for this to happen, because what it does, it allows people who are living in poverty to become more marginalized and to become more uneducated, because they don't have access to information. Because my next point, they might not even be able to afford the internet. And in today's society, everybody uses the internet. Like, you're literally watching this video through YouTube. Like, what? It's one of those things that even though the internet's a want, it's almost like becoming a need. And I feel like if it came down to it and it became like $200, let's say $300 for the internet every single fucking month, people who can't afford it, they're gonna find a way to afford it. And if I'm being ever so fucking blunt, we already know that there are a lot of people in this country that sell drugs, do etc., because that's how they take care of their family, or that's how they provide for themselves. Let's say this becomes a thing, it's gonna cause some people to do this even more just so that they can afford the internet. And you do realize all that does is contribute to mass incarceration. All that does is contribute to all these already fucked up things in our system. So it is a political move. Let's not be blind to that. This is definitely very fucking deliberate. And it really boils my blood about it. It boils my blood too that a lot of social media influencers are not using their platform to talk about it. I might not have that many people that watch me, but like even the few that you guys I know will go out and actually do something about this. It's like, just because you have all this fucking AdSense money, you can afford the internet, it doesn't affect you. But it's gonna start affecting these YouTubers when their views go down. They're gonna start caring when people can't afford to watch their videos. Like, hello! And me being somebody who makes just enough to live off of by doing YouTube, I'm not like a rich YouTuber by any means, I just get by. This is gonna have to make me go get like another job on the side, which is gonna make YouTuber harder for me to like do as much as I'd like to do. And that's gonna cause a problem too. And that's gonna be for a lot of people. And people who are like newer, smaller YouTubers, how are they gonna ever like do YouTube like that without having like a full-time job if they live by themselves and they're like an adult? If they live with their parents may or may not want to pay that much for it, especially older people that don't use the internet like that, then the fucking kids are gonna be screwed. And in today's society where the internet is so powerful, If you don't have access to that, you're being fucked over. This could also just cause people who are already rich and have successful companies to just become richer. And for people that are trying to start small businesses, it could make it harder because these companies could easily go and block smaller fucking businesses from growing intentionally. Like, do you not realize how fucked up that is? I'm not gonna talk too much longer about it. All I'm gonna say is that this is going to be such a bad thing for our country and for us in general, especially as the internet is becoming so important. Why would we already want people who already have a lot of money to just have more power? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's already bad as it is. Like, they already have so much, but it's like, hey, we have the internet, and people who are poor that can't afford it won't have it. It's just like, you're limiting even more information from them. Like, you're making people even more uneducated. It's gonna create a bigger fucking divide in the top 1% of people, or even middle class, because some middle class people may pay for it, and people who are in poverty. Like, you're creating a thicker line. Like, how are they supposed to better their lives or help themselves if there are classes in college for college kids or stuff like that where they are required to use internet? If they have internet textbooks, they might only pay for the internet textbooks. And if these internet providers try to charge more, let's say for Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc., they're not going to be able to afford it because they're going to have to do what they have to do so that they can better their lives, and they're going to do the bare minimum of what they need to survive. And at that point, that's insane because they could easily start charging a fee for other things. Like right now, let's say I pay like $59 for the internet, right? It could easily go up to $300 because they could be like, oh yeah, you have to pay another $20 a month for YouTube. You have to pay another $20 a month for Twitter. You have to pay another $20 a month for Snapchat, Instagram, etc. And the list just goes on, and it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. So then people are gonna start only paying for like the needs, like Google, like so that they can look up shit like for research papers or etc. So spread this, talk about it. Tell people about it because it's important that we do all that we can do to stop this from happening. You can text resist to 50409 and let them know that you don't want them to take away net neutrality, and let them know that this could affect your jobs, this could affect your life, this could affect a lot of other shit. Let them know this is a democracy, we have a voice. Luckily, we have the power to try to stop these things from happening, so do your part. I made this video to get as many people who can get involved to get involved. So definitely text resist to 50409. Remember, 50409, text resist. Let them know that this isn't okay and you don't want this to happen. Tell them your name, tell them your address, save net neutrality, and then in a separate text done, and then send that. And if you want to take it a step further, call Congress. 202-759-7766. Call Congress, let them bitches know that we ain't for this shit! I love you guys. I have hope that we're gonna stop this. I know that you guys will do your guys' part, and I made the video. I know it's late as hell, but as soon as you see this, do what you can. We don't have a lot of time. Alright, I will see you guys super soon with a new video. Bye.